What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching a Ragin Ronin review. Got a review for you. Last night I saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It's the 5th installment in the Jurassic Park franchise, made famous by Steven Spielberg back in 1993. He brought us back to 65 million years ago by bringing dinosaurs back to life in present day. And to this day, I will still say that Jurassic Park is the best one in this 5-movie franchise. But 25 years later, we now have Jurassic World The Fallen Kingdom, and it is directed by J.A. Bayona, and it is a direct sequel to Colin Trevorrow's Jurassic World. And Colin Trevorrow really injected new life into the franchise. He made us love dinosaurs again. Not that we never loved them, but I felt that after Jurassic Park 3, the franchise was really, losing steam. But Colin Trevorrow gave us a franchise, $1.6 billion, so of course Universal, Amblin Entertainment, and Legendary Pictures are of course going to make another one. And here we are 25 years after the very first film, and where are they going to take this franchise? I mean, haven't they gotten back to the island enough times? Haven't they learned by now? Anyways, I'm going to give you my review in this expectations versus reality format, so let's just hear my expectations. So I expect this film to be fun, most importantly fun. It's a dinosaur movie. It's Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard running away from dinosaurs. And last I checked, I had a lot of fun with Jurassic World. And while it didn't break new ground, it was just a fun summer popcorn type of film. And I expect more or less the same type of thing. And that's all I really expect out of this 5th installment. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom delivers a lot of thrills. Like, it really delivers a lot of thrills. It has a lot of thrilling moments where you're just like, holy cow. And it's got a lot of scary moments. Actually, I was very surprised how many scary moments, like jumpy moments, that this movie has. Well, if you look in the trailers, it does look kind of dark. It doesn't really take place in the park per se. They kind of just go to the park, but then the rest of the movie kind of takes place in a more intimate environment. So it's definitely a lot different. So it met my expectations, but it definitely exceeded them in the sense that it did different things. That is very, very kind of, distant from the previous 4 films, but they still kept within the tradition of the very, very first film and all the other films, I guess. But I love that it really switches gears in this one. J.A. Bayona, you know, they, along with writer Colin Trevorrow and Derek Connolly, they really try to find a middle ground as to not to feel too different, but also take the audience into brand new territory. So I really like that about it. So I would say that my expectations were met. And then once we get to the second half of the film, they exceeded them because I didn't expect to have that much fun watching this film. So definitely I would say that my expectations were exceeded. Now let me tell you the things that didn't work in this film for me. And it's really not that big of a deal, but basically we still have a lot of cliches that I won't say plague, but are so dominant in these films, like characters doing stupid things. Now this time they're not as bad. I felt in Jurassic World there were a lot of really stupid things that were done, but then again a lot of the scenes where people did do stupid things were really when it was just those kids, and you know, kids, they do a lot of stupid things. But in this one we don't have that as much, but it's still there. It's kind of like, dope, why did you do that? Or dope, I can predict what's going to happen next. So I won't say that didn't work for me, but I will say that it is something that it was a weak spot for the film. Another thing that I felt could have been improved is that I would have liked to see those 2 new supporting characters more. I know that they're supporting characters, but I was actually starting to like them. And I do like them, but as I begin to like them, I want to see more of them, like the characters played by Daniela Pineda and Justice Smith. So I would have liked to see them more. I think they're very well written characters, and there wasn't enough of them. But that's all the complaints I really have about this film. let's move on to talking about things that did work for me. I love that they changed the direction a bit. And, you know, while they still go back to the park, it's not entirely about them going back to the park. They really switched gears in this film, and that is give it a more intimate environment. A lot of the chaos in the second half of the film really takes place in a more closed setting, and it kind of makes it into, switch gears and puts it into the horror genre. You know how you're trapped in this small location where like a big bad guy, like a villain or a slasher or a giant monster is trying to kill you one by one, or is going through these dark corridors, and it really switches gears into horror mode. And while it wasn't like in a very, it wasn't like scary in the sense like, oh my god, this is scary. It was still very intense. Like, it was thrilling. Like, there's a lot of surprising, jumpy moments that make you go, ah! And it really is a film that, you know, you want to watch it again, but you know that the second time that you watch it, you won't be as scared, because all of the jump scares and all the surprises you've already seen before. But it's still a really, really fun movie, and I think that that is what makes it fun. They really brought it to a realm where it's no longer about grand scale. Let's make it a little bit more intimate, and I really think that they did not only a good job, but they did the right thing by keeping it smaller. It's a more personal story, but a lot of the same themes are still there, where they're trying to bring dinosaurs back on the mainland and profit from them, just like they did in the Lost World Jurassic Park, the second movie. But still, they did it very, very differently, and to a point where I feel like, okay, they're introducing a lot of new elements. I'm really digging this. So that's really, really cool. Another thing that I liked about the film is the brand new characters. I mentioned that in my things that didn't work for me list. I said that I would love to see them more. We don't get enough of them, but that's what I liked about this movie. I love those supporting characters, and I want to see more of them. So I thought that they were written pretty well. What else is there? There was not to spoil anything, and I'm not going to spoil anything, I'll just say that I really, really liked how they ended this movie. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I feel that the ending really, really works. You know how we watch these movies and we feel like, okay, you know, they ended it. I kind of expected them to end this way. We just didn't know how exactly it was going to happen this way. The way they did the ending for this one was something that I thought really, really worked. But it's the kind of ending where you feel like you either like this ending or you don't. But in this case, I love the ending, and I felt that this is the way it should have ended, and it couldn't have ended any other way. Because, well, we're up to 5 movies now, 25 years since the first one. Haven't they learned by now? So anyways, that's all I gotta say, but I loved the ending. It was perfect. So my overall thoughts about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is that this is a great sequel, and I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Now, if you remember my Jurassic World review, I also gave it an 8 out of 10. Now, they are two films that are, you know, in the same franchise, but they're quite different. Really, they are quite different. Jurassic World is kind of like a version of Jurassic Park, whereas Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom it kind of has a lot of themes from Lost World, but they don't spend a lot of time actually on the park, and they really change it up to make it feel like a completely different film. So I can give the same score to both films, but I like them differently. So, in fact, I kind of think that I like Fallen Kingdom more because it feels quite different, but at the end of the day, it's still a Jurassic Park sequel, and they still carry a lot of elements that we've seen before. They just give it to the audience differently. But I'm very happy for that fresh change of pace, the switch in the direction, and just making it feel like a different film. And man, I'll tell you that bad guy dinosaur, you know, the antagonist dinosaur, that is one scary dinosaur. I love the way it looks. I love how terrifying it is. And you know, the Indominus Rex really has met his match, even though the Indominus Rex doesn't really exist anymore. But still, like, they really brought the terror back to the Jurassic Park franchise. I mean, they really did. And oh yeah, by the way, I love Owen, and I can't remember what Bryce Dallas, what is her name? Claire. I love Claire and and Owen in this film. As a matter of fact, I love Claire and Owen more in this film than I did in the previous film, and I like that there's actually a backstory and development more in Owen's character. So that was really cool. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this review. I highly recommend this film. If you're looking for a fun summer blockbuster, I find that if you're tired of superhero films, this is that film to visit because there are so many fun moments in this movie, and you're gonna love it. Well, I hope you're gonna love it. But this is a solid film, solid adventure film with a lot of thrills, and 8 out of 10. And a solid 8 out of 10. And there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, if you enjoyed this movie and you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.